Hello everybody, Mikey here, or Burns Post like I always say. Today I have a new topic of discussion, Splatoon. Now Splatoon is one of my favorite Nintendo games, sometimes even my favorite depending on the day. So today I thought I would rank and give my thoughts on each final boss of the Splatoon story modes. So obviously spoilers, even side order spoilers. So with that, let's get right on into it. So at the bottom of the list is unfortunately Order. Now that's not to say that he's bad in any way, but in my opinion he wasn't just that interesting compared to the other final bosses. But let me start off with his personality. He's an AI wanting to bring his version of Order into the Splatoon world. Now this already sounds kind of familiar to me. We already had some sort of AI thing with Tartarus, and wanting to stop change, that kind of reminds me of Mr. Grizz, but to be fair, Mr. Grizz wanting things to how they used to be, not that he didn't want change. Now, for his boss fight itself, well, in my opinion, he doesn't really do it for me, you know? It just felt like the other boss fights in the series. It didn't really feel like a final boss. Though his Stingray attack and other super attacks were genuinely fun to go up against. Next up is DJ Octavio. Now, I am going to rank the Splatoon and Splatoon 1 boss fights separately because they're different enough for me to rank them separately. But before I get into the fight, his personality and stuff. For Splatoon 1, that is. His design is very fun. He's the only final boss to stay in his octopus form for the entire fight. I find it interesting that he stays in that form every time you see him. I don't remember if he can change out of it or not, but I find it really interesting and really cool too. He actually has some of the best motivations in the games too. Power's running out for the Octarian domes and he needs to steal the Zapfist for his people. I like that he's not just like a straight up bad guy. Come to think of it, none of the Splatoon bosses are really doing bad things to be bad, you know? But I'll get to that later. The boss fight itself is really fun too. I really like his attacks and moves. It also is the first time we ever saw the Calamari incantation. So coming in at third place is the Splatoon 2 version of the DJ Octavio fight, this time around with Callie. Now I know the Callie brainwashing thing kinda gets a lot of flack, but hey, I really like it. Her new outfit is really cool and the shades are sick. The tattoo is cool too. It's a nice little thing that makes the design even better without making it look more flashy than it needs to be. Evil Callie's personality is fun too, but honestly it's just Callie, but slightly edgier. Her concept art is really cool too. I think it would have been neat to see the backup dancers in game, or at least that's what I think they're supposed to be. They could also just be Octolings shooting at you. The boss fight is fun too. Callie's bombs are a fun addition to the attack patterns. Now for number 2, it was a little difficult for me to pick what I think was number 2, but what I think I picked is fair. So for number 2, I decided to pick Tartarus. His personality is very fun and really cool motivations. His normal form is very simple, but the statue-like weapon thing is honestly really cool. I like how he might have not been evil at the start, but just got corrupted over time. The boss fight is honestly really fun too. It's difficult enough, and the way it uses the statue as the environment for the fight is really amazing. If I remember correctly, it's the first boss fight not to just use a battle arena for the setting for the fight. Honestly, it was hard to rank because it's such a top tier fight, but I think number 1 does it just a little bit better. And last but not least, number 1 is the Mr. Grizz. The reason I decided to pick Grizz as the best is that he just hits right for me, you know what I mean? He had a great build up and mystery starting from even Splatoon 2. His design is fun too. I like how he looks like one of those teddy bears with the small heads. But he also has great motivations too. It's something I feel like a lot of people can relate to, wanting things to go back to the way it was, perhaps a simpler time. Honestly, it made me a little sad fighting him because not only are we fighting this giant boss, but from Grizz's perspective, he's not fighting for himself but for a chance at a new family of people like him. And after being alone in space for 10,000 years, he's also like the last of his kind to exist. Like, dude, it makes me tear up just talking about it, bro. Mr. Grizz deserved better. The boss fight itself is great too. Battling on the rocket is amazing, but even like getting to the rocket is fun. I love the fact that Deep Cut helped us get to him, you know what I mean? And dude, don't even get me started on the remix of Calamari Incantation. Not only do we have Callie Marie, but we also have D-Cup and DJ Octavio. I love it when shows and games have the first villain help you to beat the new final villain. Honestly, it's amazing and I love it so much. But yeah guys, that's my rankings. I think I ranked them all fairly, but I would love to hear how you guys would rank them in the comments down below. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe out there and may the stars shine down upon you.